Hello, my name is David Witt, and I love to draw comic books. It started with me in 1987 when I rode my bike to a Tom Thumb about a mile away from my house, and on the spinner rack was this comic book, and I was absolutely put under a spell that has yet to be broken. Everything that I think is cool about comic books happens on this cover. Like, I couldn't wait to find out what happened. How did Spider-Man get in this situation? Why was his costume black? It was all new to me, and it was amazing, and I've been sucked into that world and wanting to tell comic book stories of my own ever since. I immediately started drawing what I saw in the comic book pages, and then it wasn't long until I started creating my own comics and haven't stopped. So while I was still in high school, I got my first published work ever, and that is right here in the fan art section of Spawn 15 back in 1993. Right there, that's me drawing Super Patriot. There's my name, David Witt, Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. While I was in college, I was part of a group called Fifth Panel Comics, and we put out this anthology book, which featured my story Bite, which was a little sparse. There was no words in this book, but I used a lot of different styles. I was pretty excited just about storytelling. That's a bit of a passion of mine, is telling a good story. And after I graduated from college, I started doing gig posters, which led to me getting hired to do a gig poster style cover for an issue of Snake Eyes Declassified. So that's this one right here. That's me drawing Snake Eyes, the coolest G.I. Joe. I got to do this very cool zombie themed anthology called Flesh Rot. This was my cover. And then I started getting some other comic book professional work, drawing a series of books. I did 8 total. Here's a sample of, these are the myths that I drew, like classic myths. And then these are some choose your own adventure style comic books, which are very cool. I participated in local anthologies. This was a recipe book done by Twin Cities cartoonists. I did a salsa recipe in here. I inked one of the stories in Back to the Future #1, penciled by my friend Brent Schoonover. I also did some inking in the pages of Deadbeats, another story penciled by Brent Schoonover. And then for about 6 years, up until the pandemic, I was teaching comics with my friend Bill Hauser at the Arts Academy in St. Paul. And one of our class projects was every student had to make a 2-page story for our anthology called Sandwich. And for every issue, Bill penciled the cover and I inked them, and we did a lot, about 4 a year. We've got 24 issues. Super fun. I recently collaborated with Jesse Snyder, who put this book together, and he recorded a song for each of the 6 stories in here. So 6 songs, and the script for each of these stories is the lyrics of the song. So you go to a website, you listen to the song while you read the page. I did 2 stories in here. I did this one called Symptoms, and in the back, I did Bizarro. And Jesse and I are also working on another project right now called King of Kings, which you will hear a lot more about in the future. So I have a lot of experience creating comic books. And right now, my latest project is called Dolorem. And right now, it is on Kickstarter. We're trying to meet our funding goal by noon Central Time on May 21st. That's a Sunday. And I would really love it if you would read about it, follow the link either in the video or at the end of the video or below the video. I want you to find it, so there will be a link. We want to tell a lot of stories from this world that we're creating. And I get to use all the different styles and techniques I know to draw this book, which is extra exciting for me. Thank you for listening. Check out Dolorem on Kickstarter, and we hope to be showing you some finished books soon.